Alright, so we're going to talk about food for right now. There's a couple things that we can pick out. MREs is the ready-made meals. It's a military thing. You also have military style MREs and a little cheaper kind, the civilian kind. Okay? So these two are the same. They're not the same, but still they're the same. This is a little bit more expensive than this, but it still has food in it and some other things you need. Now, we'll talk about the MRE today. Throw that away. MRE versus cans. Okay? MRE has some things inside of it. It's a nice one. Can also has a good food. Calorie-wise, this has a little bit more. You can stretch this a little bit more than you can this. This is also lighter than this, okay? But if you do prefer to get some cans, there's some benefits behind it. Make sure you first get the pop top, okay? Also, when you finish this is a good container to hold water. If you want to boil water, you can boil water or put your food right on top of the fire to keep it warm. Boil water if you don't have any pills and things like that. So this is a good multi-type thing to have. Okay, so cans are good, too heavy for me. So we'll get rid of the can. MREs now. Let's look at MREs. First of all, it fits in my bag. Okay, it's not heavy, it's very light. And the beauty thing about MREs, it has some goodies. Okay? So, for example, cranberry, banana nuts, wheat snack or just regular bread, Kool-Aid for those old schoolers, or tropical punch flavoring. This one has iced tea. Now, some of them do have coffee, okay? A little plastic container to mix up your tea or your Kool-Aid, okay? Again, don't be confused. If your water is not sterile, do not put water in this and then put this in. You will get sicker than a dog, I promise. Okay? This is a heating element, okay? What it does is your main meal, which in our case is veggie burger. You will put this in here, like so. Put some water in here. So the heating element, just a little bit, it will heat this up, okay? Me personally, if this was a storm, or I just got through with a flood and I had something like this, I would put a little water in here, put my food in there to warm it up, and then put it in my jacket to warm me up at the same time. Now, make sure there's going to be steam coming out of this, so be very careful. And do not put this close to your skin, preferably in a pocket inside your jacket if you have one. So that's the heating element. Now, out of all of this, and another bread, out of all of this, we can, oh, and in my hand, Tabasco sauce. We can break this down, okay? Meaning, in a couple of hours, I can eat my banana. That'll hold me over for another couple hours. Eat wheat bread. Another couple hours. I can eat another wheat bread. I can snack on some cranberry slices for sugars. I can eat my meal anytime, okay? I don't have to eat it all together. Eat this later on or separately, okay? Sugars. If you're feeling drained, tired, that's what this is for. Just a pick-me-up. Just take this sugar, pour it in a little in your mouth, straight, okay? And that is just a adrenaline push or a sugar high, okay? Same thing with teas and coffees. Another beauty thing that this thing has, it has actual salt. If you're dehydrated, meaning if all you drink is water without any food, your body's lacking the iodine Okay, you need salt. It's also a keep you from getting dehydrated. So somebody who's dehydrated, getting headaches, mouth is dry, and so on and so forth, salt is perfect for that. It also has some tissue. Okay, if you have to go to the bathroom, perfect. It also has wipes. Okay, don't use it unless you need it, but it's there for you. And also matches. It has matches, but don't confuse this matches with a lighter. Once you open this container, this is exposed. If it pours down rain like right now, these matches will be no good. Okay, but they're great to have. Now, what I do is break it down, put the rest of it back in a container. Okay, whatever I'm not going to eat. Okay. Now, one thing to also understand with MREs, they're hydrated. You don't need extra water to rehydrate them. They're not freeze dried. They're actual food you can crack open and just start eating. Now, in this environment, and this has been out for a while, it will be cold, but at least I got nutrition in my body. And as long as I'm eating, my internals is working, which generates heat. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll put all this away. Take some bread out. I'll leave this out. Put my container back. Now, since I know I'm not going to boil water, this is Ziploc. I will put all my stuff in the Ziploc here, the dries, to keep dry. Okay? Put it in a Ziploc, and that way, if anything goes wrong, this is still dry, and I can still use it later on. Okay? Put all that back in here. Clean up as you go. Even though there's a storm or a flood, everything looks chaotic. You don't want to add to it. With this also, make sure you don't puncture this. Any water does get inside of this, it will activate it. Okay, so put that back in there for later. Hot sauce, and put the hot sauce away. Banana. We eat a banana, wait a couple hours, see if Red Cross comes. If not, I'll pick up something else, snack on that. Put all that in here, nice and light. You don't need to put this in a waterproof bag. It is waterproof in itself. Got food. That's all you need. Just something like that. Now, this here is good for me for at least 3 days. One of these for myself for 3 days. Calculate it out, okay? I would not anticipate Red Cross or FEMA to come past a week, but there's cases that they can pass a week. You don't have no electricity, so you can't put nothing in the refrigerator. Everything's in the refrigerator is spoiling or is getting ready to spoil, okay? This is a sure way that after you eat everything in your refrigerator, or if you have a flood and you can't eat nothing in the refrigerator, this is definitely a good backup to have. It's waterproof, even if mess get on it. Just rinse it off, pop it open, you got good food for at least 2 or 3 days. So, just think emergency purposes, alright? 1 or 2 days for yourself, and then if you have kids, put it also in there. 1 bag per child is good enough. You guys will have plenty of food for yourself, okay? And that's all you need for food. All right.